Hi, Charlie here. The universe is expanding at a rate of 150,000 miles per hour. So it's no surprise that there's some secrets out there that we don't yet understand. And many of these secrets and mysteries have been caught on camera before. Though sometimes what's even scarier is the lack of explanation NASA gives. These photos will keep you up all night, making you wonder what's really going on up there. Moonwalker. In 2009, NASA and Google teamed up to make Google Moon. NASA satellite images were used of the moon so that people could explore it for themselves. But it didn't take long before someone found something strange on the planet. At these coordinates appears to be a gigantic man walking on the moon. The shadowy alien-like figure can be seen walking around on the lunar surface. The user who discovered this screen recorded it and uploaded it to YouTube. Within a few days, it already had 2 million views, with many saying it's proof of alien life. The bizarre shape can still be seen on Google Moon to this day. One analyst named Tom Rose said it had an uncanny resemblance to an ancient statue. The moon figure appears to look exactly like Colossus of Rhodes, a 226 BC statue. But what do you think this is? Alien life, a weird-looking crater, or something else? Flying saucer. On April 27, 1972, American astronauts aboard Apollo 16 captured something amazing. The 3 NASA astronauts saw something from their spaceship. They described it as a saucer-shaped object with a dome on top, a description similar to that of claimed UFO sightings on Earth. They caught a short video of this flying saucer, but for decades the mysterious film was lost. That is until 2004, when someone rediscovered it at the Johnson Space Center. Researchers used a high-res digital scan to optimize the footage, and this revealed a linear feature protruding from the unusual object. It's still a mystery, as no one's able to explain the saucer's bizarre movements. Mystery light. On the 3rd of April 2014, NASA's Mars Curiosity rover caught something strange. A bright beam of light appeared behind a dune on Mars. The light shining upwards made UFO enthusiasts say that alien life could be on Mars. This was picked up by the rover's right camera, but strangely not by the left camera. The left camera has a slight delay, meaning that this light could be turning on and off. NASA say this could simply have been a glare from a glinty rock, or maybe sunlight leaking into the camera's sensor. They even said maybe a cosmic ray hit the camera, but this does not make any sense. That's because the same light was found in an earlier photo taken at a totally different angle. So does NASA really not know what this is, or are they covering something up? I now understand why some joke that NASA stands for never a straight answer. Mars Yeti. This image was captured on the surface of Mars. Many say it's proof that a humanoid figure could be roaming the surface of Mars, but others say it may be a statue created by aliens, or perhaps simply a natural rock formation. Some claim this image is simply an example of pareidolia. This is a phenomena found in humans, and it's all about pattern recognition. Some have optimized this image and say it could look something like this if it was more clear. The figure is part of a much larger image, and it was captured on the Spirit's panoramic camera Sol 1367. But is this life on Mars an alien statue, or just a rock? Nuked moon base. In 2009, NASA sent the L-Cross spacecraft to the moon. Many described it as a kamikaze mission. That's because when it was in orbit, the 2.2-ton rocket was launched right into the moon. It went right into the Cabus crater on the south pole of the moon, and it dived down into the debris to collect some data. But the strangest thing which came from the mission was this image. The image stunned NASA employees, and it appears to show that some kind of structure may be inside the Cabus crater. When the spacecraft hit the crater, many structures were seen, and some even claimed that NASA sent the mission out to destroy an alien base on the moon. But do you think NASA nuked a base on the moon? Analysts have said that these structures were definitely artificial. But if that's so, then who built them? A foreign country exploring space, aliens, or something else? Tether incident. On February 25th, 1996, an experimental tether was sent into orbit. This was done by the USA and Italy to mark the 75th Space Shuttle mission. They wanted to investigate new sources of spacecraft power, and also study the Earth's upper atmosphere. But unfortunately, just as the crew began releasing the satellite attached to the tether, it snapped. After the tether snapped, the satellite captured this video of it drifting into outer space. As you can see, there is the rod-shaped tether, but there's also unexplained bright objects all around it. But here's where it gets crazy. In all of the mission summaries, NASA totally omitted any reference to the unusual objects in the video. To this day, NASA nor anyone else has given a good explanation for these objects, and some say they may have been the reason why the satellite's tether snapped. Electric discharge. This photo was captured in 1972 by NASA. The image is close to the Stein crater, which is on the far side of the moon. As you can see, there appears to be a humongous, powerful electric discharge coming from the moon. Some have said this is proof of secret underground moon bases hidden on the far side. But others say this is similar to lightning sprites. These are also seen on the upper atmosphere of Earth when there's a powerful thunderstorm. But many don't buy this and say that there may well be secret bases inside the moon. You may think that sounds crazy, but the US government actually did plan this before. In 1959, they made secret plans for an American moon base. This was known as Project Horizon. It was supposed to be finished in 1966 and cost $6 billion. This was apparently rejected by President Eisenhower, but Project Horizon was only declassified in 2014. So why was it classified for so many decades if it was never done? Mars monolith. In 2012, an astronomer caught something strange on the surface of Mars. It seems like there's a gigantic monolith on the surface of the red planet, and many say that this looks eerily similar to the monoliths in the movie A Space Odyssey. In the movie, alien monoliths are left on Earth and the Moon. These photos were taken by the high-rise camera mounted on the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. The structure is estimated to be around 5 meters across. No one's sure what this is, and astronaut Buzz Aldrin said we should go back to Mars and try and work out what this is. But so far this has been ignored, and no satellite's gone back to try and find out what it is. J002E3. On September 3rd, 2002, an astronomer caught an unusual object orbiting Earth. He named it J002E3. A few weeks later it was captured again by an observatory in Italy. It's around 60 feet long and is a cylinder shape. It rotates about once per minute, causing variations in its brightness. According to NASA's UFO program, it had never appeared on automated scans of the sky. NASA said it must have entered Earth's orbit recently, but they also said it doesn't match any recently launched spacecraft. Some have said this could be an alien spaceship, and others say it could even be a lost Apollo rocket. In 2003, J02E3 left Earth again to orbit the Sun, but according to experts, 30 years from now it might come back again. Metal on Mars. This image comes from the Mars Opportunity rover. On March 17th, 2017, this image was caught. It appears to show a large, very out-of-place hunk of metal. It seems to either be floating or resting on the surface of Mars. Many have said this could be an alien UFO, but really the object may be only the size of a quarter. It only appears bigger because of the image's scale, but that's not to say this couldn't be a miniature alien ship. The image is labeled Sol 348, and this means it was likely taken sometime in January of 2005. So why did it only show up in 2017? Mission scientists say it does appear to be artificial, but they don't know what it is. But are they really clueless, or is this something they don't want you to know? Apollo 11 alien. This footage is said to come from a US Air Force study. In collaboration with NASA, they launched Project Blue Book. Its purpose was to study UFOs, and it began in 1952. The footage you're seeing is apparently from this project. It said it was taken by Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin during Apollo 11. A bizarre creature can be seen on the moon. This was during a 2-minute radio silence period on Apollo 11. The mission was broadcast live on TV for the public to watch. But all of the footage went through a secretive base in Australia first. There was a delay and it said the US government blocked out this footage. It was later released, but what do you think's going on in the video? The video looks like some kind of humanoid creature or maybe a classic alien, but as some researchers have written, this could simply be light flares. It's worth noting so far NASA has not addressed this. But NASA often don't address things they don't fully understand. One group of people say that NASA does know what's going on, they just don't want to tell us. While others say that NASA simply does not know. Seeing as the universe is so vast and unexplored, there's no telling what could be out there. So it is entirely possible that NASA don't even know what's on this videotape. Now it's time